getting it up here, so to speak. Your Sunday Ask Susan live Q&A. Let me just adjust something so you won't have things backwards. There we go. How does it get any better than that? Oh, got to do a little light. Now you see what goes on, right? With when we put this production together, how does it get any better than that? We're just going to wait a few minutes for the algorithms to let people know we are going live this Sunday on Ask Susan. And I think that's all that's required to do. I don't think I have to do anything more. Let's see. Yep, we're good. We're good. So, tag a friend. If you know somebody in the Ask Susan community, an Ask Susan member that would like to be on this, or has a problem with competition. Maybe there's a start right there. So, we'll just wait a few more seconds for people to pop on, and we will be going live right here this Sunday. The topic came up about competition. A couple of weeks ago, there was somebody, an Ask Susan member, who wrote a question, and I'm going to read it to you. And it got me thinking with all the other letters that you've been writing me. By the way, side note, I'm a little scattered today, a little excited about the topic. If you want to contact me, just private message me. If you're not comfortable about putting your question on the Ask Susan Facebook, we're open every day for business. PM me. And if you're looking to dig a little deeper, if there's stuff you're stuck on, hi Vesa, hi Beth. If there's, hi, everybody's popping on. Hi Marty. If there's something you're stuck on, come on over to personal sessions on susanlazarhart.com. There's a free discovery session for us to discover what's actually going on with you. And it's my gift to you. Let's see how we can change things and see what you require to have the freedom and ease and peace you're asking for with your life and your living. Hey, Camelia, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we're talking about competition. The question that came in that started this all was from Sandy. And she said, can you talk about competition? I want to know what other businesses are doing, yet I still get riled up. I asked the question, what would it take to outcreate them? So, lots of stuff in here that brought up a lot of stuff. Competition, what is it for you? You know, how many of you were taught that you got to be competitive, right? You feel the force in that. You've got to be competitive. You got to see what everybody else is doing. Don't stop now. Oh, I'm getting hearts and thumbs up on that. Yeah. Does that feel light or orgasmic? No. So when you've decided that you have to be competitive, what have you already decided about you? Right? Have you let go of your brilliance? Have you let go of your awareness? When we decide that we have to compete with somebody, or we're looking at what the competition is doing and then get upset about it, where are you in all of that? You know, I always talk about putting you in the middle of your life, your living, your business, your sexualness, everything. When you're looking outside of you at what competition means to you, where are you in all of that? Right? Yeah. Hey, Dee, welcome, welcome. So that's my first question that I would ask you. When you get that kind of sense of like, ask yourself, first of all, who does that belong to? Like, who in your family was highly competitive? And that gave you the choice of what? Either duplicating it, mimicking it, or running away from it, right? And yet you're still holding on to, like a lot of people who work with me as clients say, but I'm not competitive. Well, what does that mean to you that you're not competitive? Does it mean you're not willing to outcreate yourself? Does that mean you're not willing to outcreate other people? What does competition mean to you? What does being competitive mean to you? That's like a really important question here. Thanks, Dee. Yeah, pop on. Tell us where you're from. I love that. Dee's coming in from Kitchener, Ontario. So when you're working with your own business, with your own life, with whatever it is that you're creating with, right? When you stop to look at what somebody else is doing and react or resist, you've actually killed the energy of what you're working with. Now, there's a huge difference in getting a sense of what other people are doing, getting a sense of how they're creating, and either downloading what works for you, or duplicating it, or making it yours, or letting it go, saying, oh, not for me, right? But you get, there's no charge in there. There's no energetic charge of I can't do that, right? Or they're doing that. If you have that energetic charge, where are you judging you as not enough? Let me know if this rings and sings for you, hearts or thumbs up, and jump in with your questions. It's a really, really big topic, yet another one, right? What does competition mean to you, and what have you bought as competition? Hi, Dee, thank you. I love the reminder of ask. Yeah, or not okay with outcreating ourselves. Great reminder. Thank you, Dee. And the thing is, too, about the outcreating ourselves, there's a difference between deciding you can't or you're not or you'll never be and you've got to outcreate that you're not enough. That's not what outcreate means. Outcreate means, okay, cool, gratitude and appreciation for what I am creating, for what I have created, whether it's a book, a song, a class, your bank account, great sex, whatever that is. And I wonder what else is possible today. What's greater here with my book, my life, my living, my business, my bank account today. That's what outcreating is. You're not competing with you. You're asking, okay, so what's greater here for me? And ask that entity, whatever it is you're playing with or creating it, to come and talk to you, right? So I'm writing this book, Fearless Every Day. I'm asking it to come and talk to me. Tell me what you require, right? So everywhere you're competing with what you're creating. Do you get how that actually kills the energy? Yep, thumbs up, yes, no? People getting that? Yeah? Just going to wait till I hear or see some reaction here. Because it's a really important fine line. How can I outcreate myself today? How can I outcreate what I'm working with today? Does not denigrate what you have been doing. It's appreciating everything that brought you here to this moment, right? And so when we compete with ourselves, oh, thanks, I got a heart and a thumbs up on that. When we compete with ourselves, it's about acknowledging what we are creating, acknowledging everything that brought us to where we are now. Now what else is possible? What else is possible? And it's not what else is possible as being a hamster on a wheel. It's like, oh my God, I got to go faster, faster, faster. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Oh yeah, I got some hearts and thumbs up. It's more about, wow, so cool. Now what else is this asking to be? How can I outcreate myself as what else is this asking to be? And maybe there is nothing. Maybe it's, this is actually asking to duplicate itself, to produce something else, hi Kim, something else is attached to it. So what is that asking to be? D, can you maybe expand on the mornings? Let me just see, it says Seymour. Okay, cool. And D's name is not Seymour, it's D. Oh, I'm just full of it today. Can you maybe expand in the mornings? I notice that when I don't feel like getting out of bed, I start asking myself questions. Whoops, sorry. Hey, Gulshan, welcome. People are popping on. What can I create today? Who can't I be today to create differently? Who can I be today to create differently? Okay, sorry. People are popping on, so this is bumping up and down. Okay, let me do this. All right. Can you maybe expand in the mornings? I notice that when I don't feel like getting out of bed, I start asking myself questions. What can I create today? Who can I be today to create differently than yesterday? And whatever that starts to jump into my awareness. Okay, D, I don't know what the question is. Does this work for you, D? Hey, Gulshan. Hey, Kim. Oh, thank you. Kim says, great conversation. So I love that. So D, pop in here with another question. Because what you've given me is what you do. Does that work for you? Right? Does it work for you? If it works for you, how does it get any better than that? Right? For myself, when I wake up, and hey, this is part of the competition thing. Sometimes I wake up and see if it sings for you with like the whole world is in my head, right? And I'm just like, oh, I can't. And then I stop. I stop, take a deep breath, get in touch with my body, because I chose a body, get in touch with gratitude and appreciation for the life that I've created, for who I am and how I am playing in this world. And then I ask a question, is any of this blah, blah in my head mine? Yes or no? Okay. Return it to center with consciousness, not mine. Now, what is tugging at me today? What's tugging at my attention today? And what requires my attention? Right? Because that's already out creating you. The you woke up as. If you're willing to ask a question, what's tugging today? And who else is in here that doesn't belong to be here? Kick them out. What is it that I require to do for Monday? Is that what's tugging at me? Oh, I can make a list and then send it to my VA. It's always being in the question. Let me know if this rings for you guys. D, LOL question. I love it. Hey, Sandy, welcome. What else can I play with in the morning when I'd rather hide in bed? Okay, D again. When you'd rather hide in bed, take a breath. Get in touch with your body. Get in touch with your being, who you truly be, and ask, who does this belong to? Is any of this mine? Because we have this capacity to perceive to know and to be aware of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, emotions, the gang wars, the violence, the people making love. You know, there's so much going on the planet and beyond right now that we have that capacity. It's a talent and ability. So with that talent and ability comes the question, oh, who does this belong to? Is this mine? Is it somebody else? Is it something else? Oh, it's shit going on the planet. Okay, thank you. We're done with that. Let it go. Right? Because you're aware of what's going on doesn't mean you have to do anything about it. Right? Yeah. D, what is tugging at my attention? I love this. Yeah. Because the thing is, there's so many evenings when I kind of like, you know, and I can feel the awarenesses of everything that's going on in the world coming into my space, and it's just a choice. It's a choice for you to say, no, not on my watch, not mine, you know, not mine, right? And with not mine comes acknowledgement and appreciation of what you are creating and the space you've created to live in and be in. And then what else is possible? Yeah. D, awesome feedback and suggestions. Oh, thanks, D, and thank you so much for your questions. If anybody else has any, hey, Margaret, or Margot, if anybody else has any questions, come on in with them. Now is the time, right? The topics that I pick with Ask Susan are topics that people will write me about or that I realize are popping, and that's why we bring them to the Ask Susan Sunday live Q&A, for you to ask your questions. What questions do you have about competition? How many points of views were you brought up with that you have to be competitive, right? And what competitive looks like, right? For those of you who are on my newsletter, I gave an example of, you know, the Olympic runner. He or she does not run looking behind their back to see where everybody else is and stop and say, are they getting ahead of me? They just go, they give it their best, right? So what is it that you decided you aren't? Are you actually competing with the view you have of you that's filled with judgment? Like, it's kind of hard to do that. Kim, I'm losing most of my heaviness right now. Thank you to the earth. Yay. Thank you for mentioning that, Susan. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, there's so much. We can't help but be aware, right? When you're little and you're aware, you're told you don't know. Right? You're told you can't possibly know that, or just go outside and play, or whatever that is. So now you have that awareness. You can talk to that little 5 or 3 or 4-year-old of you and say, hey, thanks so much for being so aware, right? It's okay. I've got it. I'm taking it from here. Yeah. There's no reason to compete with your younger self. How many of you turn and say, oh, I want to be what I was then. I wish I was at 10 pounds lighter. I wish I was when I was 10 pounds lighter then. You know, I want to have the love I had 5 years ago. You're not who you were. Stop competing with who you were. We live in multi-dimensions all at the same time, right? So who you are now is the presence and the presence of you. So when you get that heaviness, when you start to like buy into competition, take a breath, like, right? Just stop the madness. Take a couple of breaths, just be present with you, right? And ask yourself, what is it that I'm grateful for right now? And what is it that I'm appreciating right now? And start to play from there, right? Yeah. Kim, I gotta open this up. What's a good question? Hey, Lula, what's a good question? Kim, what's a good question to ask when we feel that there are so many people already doing what we do? Even if we know no one is quite like us. I love that. I love that, Kim. Thank you so much. It's the willingness to be truly, truly you. I totally get that question, Kim. There are so many people in the quote-unquote self-help industry. There are so many coaches. There are so many whatever that is. But if you're willing to actually step out with the energy of you and the gift of you, right? What is the gift in you that you actually haven't been willing for other people to see? And bump it up and out-create it, and bump it up and out-create it. There's so much being pushed at us. Do this, take this, be like this, you'll be like that. It's all the same. It's homogenized the coaching industry. It's homogenized the self-help industry. It's homogenized most speaking industry, right? It's like, sell it. Oh, you want it? I can sell it. You want it? I can sell it. There's no you there. So it's really about expand way out. And this is for all of you who are looking at other people who have decided you can't compete. Just take a moment. For me, my moments are when I'm walking in the woods, or when I'm walking, right? And my body is moving, and I can't what's the word I'm looking for? I can't make anything significant. I can't make it thick and box-like, because I'm walking and I'm moving and I'm thinking and I'm taking everything in without making any of it significant. Get up and move, right? When you're asking these questions. Yeah, let me know, Kim, if that's assisted you at all, or anybody who this is as long as you're looking at what somebody else is doing, you're not, there's a difference between downloading and say, oh, I'll have that. I'll have the way they do. Oh, that's that. Okay, now how do it's like a recipe, right? We all have cookbooks, or not, or nowadays you use the internet. You take a recipe and then you make it yours, right? So would you be willing to make what you're doing yours? Whatever that looks like for you. In full appreciation of who you be. Okay, let me know how that sings for you. Lula, hi Susan from Mexico. Yay, oh Lola. Kim says, love the question. What is the gift of me? Oh, thanks, Kim. It's a question that, again, we're taught as a very, very little beings, you're not enough. You haven't done well enough. You're not enough. It's not enough. Nobody ever says, wow, you have such a gift. You make us, this little child, you have such a gift. I've shown you this before. I'll get to your question, Lola, I promise. This is what I keep on my board here. I mean, look at the gift here. Like, she is just taking the bunnies for a walk, and she's just enjoying herself. By her being her is the gift, right? And I continually, it's there to remind me, we all are our special gift. We have our special sauce, right? Kim says, I love the get up and move. Yeah, I get my biggest ahas walking. Absolutely. And just being part of the planet. It's too easy to just wrap yourself up in your little cocoon. Get outside. Just, every morning when I'm outside, I ask Earth, take whatever it is you require of me. And there's a huge whoosh. And then I say, universe, take whatever it is you require from me. And there's like a whoosh in my body. Then I ask to receive, to perceive, to know, and be all of these capacities that the earth has gifted to me. Ooh, yummy. And all the universes. Yay. Okay, Lula, I'm with you now. Hi, Susan from Mexico. Hello. I have sales meetings all Mondays mornings and shows all this. Okay, I've got to read this a little bit. I have sales meetings Monday mornings and show all the sales numbers to compete each other. How can I have more creation from this situation? I gotcha. So it's just an interesting point of view, Lula. Thank you so much for your question. I love that. It's when people, people use your brilliance against somebody else by showing your numbers, by showing who's the best and who's the worst. That's this reality. So, Lula, how can you outcreate that? What if it's just an interesting point of view? It's just an interesting point of view, right? That's all it is. It doesn't have to be your point of view. When you buy it as true and real, you might ask, who does that belong to? Where did I buy that this is really the way to create? That's putting people against people, right? We know that the planet survives on us working together, not against each other. When you have all the names and numbers, do you think that makes people feel good about themselves? Does it contribute to the largest amount of possibilities? No. So it's just an interesting point of view that's how they decide to play with that. Yeah. Let me know, Lula, how that feels for you. Hey, Irina, welcome. Yeah, that's a really good point. I know Ricky in his business, he's a stockbroker, and they used to do that in one of his companies. Hey, Maureen. And it's just funny. I mean, what if everything was funny that people tried to make significant, right? Like putting you against each other. The idea is that they're having you compete with each other rather than out-creating what you would like to create with. Yeah. So let me know how that sings for you. Is that coming up for anybody else as well? There's this reality and there's your reality. Right? And you know what? Your reality is the one that actually creates for you, creates with you, And your reality is the only one that counts because you're playing in your reality, right? When you buy somebody else's reality as true and real, you're actually judging you. And that's not nice, right? Here's this amazing life and all the possibilities. And that's where you want to go, right? Don't buy anybody else's point of view as true and real. Yay, I got a heart and a thumbs up on that one. Yay! All right, more questions. Anything else popping for all of you? For those of you who just popped in, we had a lot of great questions. And if you're listening to this on the replay, put #replay and write in your comments. I read everything. And also, please come on in the middle of the week with something that's popping for you. I love hearing from all of you. And if you want to dive deeper, go over to personal sessions with SusanLazarHart.com. We have a free discovery session set up for you so we can actually, without the stress of anything, just get down and deep and see what it is that you'd like to change and truly what else is possible. So come on over. Lula, thanks a lot, Susan. Oh, good. Such a gift. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lula. Yeah, there's a whole reality that's created on competition. Does it work? Right? No. So create what you came here to be and do, right? Be that special difference, so that somebody might even say, "Wow, isn't that interesting?" I noticed that she or he is not competitive, and they are so happy, and they're creating, and they live in bountifulness. And I wonder how they do that. Well, it's having no point of view, except your point of view, right? What do you want to create in the world? Are you willing to come out? You know, competition keeps you small, right? Are you willing to come out with your special sauce, with what and how you create? And are you willing to ask the universe to contribute to that? Or are you asking the universe to contribute to you duplicating somebody else's life, somebody else's reality? That's where you're actually competing with the you've decided isn't enough. And that's silly, don't you think? Okay, any other questions? Anything popping on any of the topics we've talked about competition? It's really an ongoing conversation. It's something I started with myself this morning. Anything I decided I couldn't do or wasn't getting the juice that I wanted out of it, I stopped and I asked myself, wow, am I competing with what I decided something had to be? Ouch. Not my best moment. And I'm so grateful for the questions, right? It's like, wow, that feels crunchy. That feels heavy. Okay, who does that belong to? Is that even yours? No. Okay, cool. Would you be willing to go beyond what you've decided something had to be and really surprise yourself with the joy of being you? I wonder what that could create. Any other questions coming up for you? If not, I will love you and leave you. Tag a Ask Susan member, tell them to get on and listen to this again. And please keep pouring in with your questions about competition. If you're listening, oh, I got a heart on that one. If you're listening to, thank you. If you're listening to the replay, put in your questions and let's see what we can create together. So, oh, here's a question. Thank you, Kim. Kim says, boop. Oh, I didn't do that properly. Uh-oh. Thanks. That was funny. I turned myself around. Okay. You got to laugh at these things, right? I mean, there's no competition in laughter, right? Laughter is like, it's like fairy dust that just, oh, that's silly. Did I really think that's silly? Wow, I wonder what else is possible now. Kim, thank you for the reminder to ask the universe to contribute. What would it take to remember to do this and also be in the question and out of my head? Absolutely. And the thing is, we are taught to be in our heads, right? But that's just a receptacle. That's not a creation. So, that's an interesting thought. Okay, now what else is possible? I mean, are you willing, for all of you, are you willing to be judged as totally different? Are you willing to be judged as somebody who doesn't want to take advantage of competition? Like, there's so many judgments out there, and they're all kind of funny. Because in the end, it's my reality, my life. It's your reality, your life. How would you like to live it? And what invitation can you be for others to play? I wonder what that could create. Dee, this is the joy of being me. I wonder what that can create. Love this too. Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Oh, looking in the wrong place. Thank you, everybody. How does it get any better? Live boldly. Kim, I Thank you for being you, Susan. Such a contribution. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. I love you guys. Head is just a receptacle. Liking that too. Absolutely. Yep. And your head is filled with crap, right? From the moment you come into the planet. Do it like this. Be like this. Nobody says live your life and smile and have a good time. And I wonder what that could create, right? So are you willing to just full steam ahead, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes? I wonder what I can create today. Live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader that you came here to be, right? One that doesn't stop themselves by looking to see what other people are doing. One that actually is willing to be aware of what other people are creating. Ask, does it work for me? How can I use this to my advantage? And keep going. Right? Keep going, because the world needs more of you and what you came here to be and do, and your special sauce, and not less of you. Dee says, thank you, Susan, and everyone, for another awesome Ask Susan. Thank you. Have an abundantly creative week. I love that. Mwah. Love you guys, and we'll catch you next week on Ask Susan with Susan Lazar Hart. That's me. And come on in with your questions. Write them down during the week. I'll be here looking. Bye-bye.